I'm Kirsten Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update, Financial Armageddon.
The dreams of an entire planet are focused tonight on those brave souls.
But I've been very clear, this is not how government should work.
The end of the last 3 years of economic boom, gone. The end of the lowest unemployment in 50 years. The end of adding 800,000 manufacturing jobs. The end of infrastructure, the CHIPS Act, and the end of unrestrained growth. After this guy shat the Tempur-Pedic. Now why is this happening? What's going to screw up and kill the economy that Dark Brandon turned around? This douche, Kevin Burn It Down McCarthy, the same guy who bitches about crime and fentanyl overdoses while his district in Bakersfield is in the top 10 crime cities in America. And overdose deaths in Kern County, Kevin's district, have increased 625% among high school students.
Kern County has seen an increase in opioid overdoses and deaths in our community, and it continues to rise.
Frankly, I don't stop in Bakersfield. I slam the pedal to the floor and get through it. You know, like I'm running moonshine to Texarkana, because Speaker McCarthy's district is one of the worst in the state. Let's break down who the current Speaker of the House is and what he's willing to do to trash our economy. His House bill would cut COVID money for businesses and people ravaged by the Republican cluster Trump response to COVID. They want to kill the funding to the IRS. Currently, the IRS is running tech from the 60s. Updating the IRS would make rich people pay their fair share. Currently, the IRS system relies on homing pigeons and the Wiccans. The Republicans want to stop student loan forgiveness. So these kids who did the right thing and finished college would have the little bit of relief they had taken away. Currently, college debt interest rates are the highest they've been in a decade. And I always say education is national security. So it's not a surprise that the pro-Putin party wants to shred higher education, because dumb people vote against themselves.
Are you worried about the border crisis?
Exactly. They're violating my amendment because they don't have to get vaccinated.
They want to cut the renewable part of the infrastructure bill. Again, keeping us rolling coal in our small penis 4x4s, killing the planet instead of getting off the grid and living in a utopia filled with clean energy, but annoying pronouns. To be clear, under the Trump Republicans, they approved the debt ceiling raise 3 times with 0 issues. And the debt ceiling is to pay for money we've already spent. During the time Trump was president, the GOP ran up $7 trillion in debt. That's 1/4 of America's debt in only 4 years. And for that money, we did get healthcare, infrastructure, better schools, and the rich paying their fair share. I'm kidding. We got bent over a table without lube while people worth millions and billions got more millions and billions. And Kevin wants to keep those tax cuts, which will add another $2 trillion to the debt in the next 10 years. So, who is Kevin McCarthy? Well, he's a Speaker of the House for all Americans. But let's go over which Americans he really speaks for. You ready? Kevin McCarthy has voted against infrastructure, bridges and roads. And this was after the 4 years of the GOP not passing infrastructure they promised was coming in 2 weeks. Kevin voted against the American Rescue Plan. The one that turned the economy and the pandemic around. Kevin voted against the Inflation Reduction Act while he was bitching about inflation.
Was the worst inflation in 40 years not enough?
He voted against the For the People Act, which was to fix election security, expand voting rights, take corporate money out of politics, and fix gerrymandering. He voted no to securing our elections while he bitched about our elections.
I will tell you there's a real concern that I have. I have watched many elections.
He voted against the assault weapons ban in the name of freedom, while school kids had their freedom bleed out of them in the classroom. McCarthy voted no on the burn pit bill to help our vets. He voted no on the CHIPS and Science Act, which brings jobs back to America. He voted no on the Women's Protection Act that protected our wives, daughters, and sisters. It protected their rights to their own bodies. Kevin voted against the Equality Act, the Respect for Marriage Act. He voted against helping Ukraine. He voted to let gas companies continue to screw you at the gas pump. He voted to continue to let the mentally ill buy guns with zero checks, and voted against the John Lewis Freedom to Vote Act, which would have made voting a legal holiday so everyone could vote. The fucker voted against the day off. Now he's going to tank the economy. Biden built back just a few years after his old boss did such a piss poor job. We were stacking bodies in trucks and locked in our homes. Remember? One party is so bad at their job that their only plan is to make the other party look bad. It's pathetic. Be clear, the debt ceiling is going to hurt us, people, if they don't pass it. It's going to raise our debt because interest rates on the money we borrow is going to go up. Yet McCarthy keeps talking about cutting spending. Well, this guy right here cut $1.7 trillion from the deficit. He wants rich people to pay their share and built an economy with 800,000 more manufacturing jobs, 12 million jobs total, and has the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. So what is the problem, McCarthy? Biden has a plan to fix it, and he has been doing that. McCarthy, on the other hand, has Bebo, Sporkfoot, and Forehead. You really want these guys making decisions about our country? Really? I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God, I need an antacid. Jesus Christ. I'm just going to fuck it up just to make... Hey, everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. This is Groucho. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There can be only one.
In the Highlander will be sitting to my right.
The only one.
The lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. So, we are at a weird place. Stock market's dropping all of a sudden today. We are supposed to run out of money by June 1st. And Kevin McCarthy keeps talking about cutting the deficit.
That is such horseshit. We're not going to run out. Come on, we're not going to run out of money.
Well, it's also what's horseshit is that Biden's already cut 1.7 trillion from the deficit. Now, whether he cut it or not, that's what's happened since COVID's over.
Speaking of our last episode, we talked about Roger Ailes. Yep. Now he complained about the same things.
Yep.
Didn't it? I saw this on the web, so it's definitely true. Didn't Reagan, during the Reagan years and the Bush years, both Bushes, Reagan raised the debt ceiling 18 times?
Yep.
18 times?
And he had to because he was spending so much money on weapons. And, and a lot of people say credit that. Well, so what happened was we went from Carter and the earlier thing, and we came out of the 60s.
Who was building weapons out of wood and...
yeah, exactly. A lot of spruce. Yeah, Howard Hughes. A lot of Howard Hughes type stuff. All right.
Homegrown, very organic.
Exactly. I have a hemp plane. And then DuPont was like, you can't sell hemp. We got plastic. So what happened is that Reagan spent all that money on weapons, which did outspend the Soviet Union, which did make the Soviet Union fall. And since then, we've had no problem with Russia at all. Because if Reagan helped and made it, we're fine.
He solved it.
Right?
Problem solved.
Russia's an amazing utopia where everybody has food and no one complains.
So just spend more on weapons
and
you win.
And there you go, and you win every time. So that's what's happening. So... I don't like snarky look. I don't like, well, smart ass.
This is very depressing right out of the gate.
It's depressing because, again, we're at a place where here's the problem with the Republican Party right now. And I didn't always have a problem with the Republican Party. These guys, since you've known me, yeah, but before when I was growing up, Reagan actually did. Carter came in. Carter was a great man. I think Carter's an amazing humanitarian. At the time, we needed a guy to rattle the cage, and he did. I think Reagan was not a great president when you look at what he did to our deficit, when you look at what he did to healthcare, what he did to mental health care in America, what he did to education. If you go back through Reagan's legacy,
what he did to AIDS, he gave everybody AIDS.
Yeah. And the big plan on drugs, just say no. Yeah. That was their plan.
Yep.
I was just reading something where someone said, and I remembered this, when we were in 6th grade or whatever, we had no idea about heroin and cocaine and how to use it and where you could find it. And then we had to go sit in the Just Say No seminar thing that they made all the schools do. And when I left, I knew how to do heroin, how to do coke, where to find it, how much it should cost.
See, there you go.
How to recover if I accidentally
overdosed. And because of that, Nirvana was created.
Exactly.
I mean, the band Nirvana, which didn't end well. I want everybody to realize that what's going to happen is this. So the debt ceiling is not our debt. The debt ceiling is not what we have to do. That's not our budget. The debt ceiling is basically we've already spent this money. We are trying to keep everybody paid through the year till the next budget comes around, which the Republicans have refused to submit. Biden said, I'll work with you on the budget, but the debt ceiling keeps the country rolling. We got to keep the country going. Okay. Now, during Trump, they raised it 3 times. Without a blink. As a matter of fact, we have video of Trump saying, by the way, anybody who would use the debt ceiling as held it hostage would just, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't do it. Now he said yesterday on a truth tweet, you guys need to hold the debt ceiling hostage. How full of shit is this guy?
Because
but there's a look, there's a level of full of shit that we've been dealing with.
I feel like we've covered
America.
this enough.
What?
How full of shit he is.
No, but I mean, there's
see all prior
I know, but I'm
podcasts
just
for the
saying,
last 5 or 6
well
years.
of shit.
But it never goes. Like he keeps raising the bar. You know, it's like a great Olympic athlete.
It's lower.
Who for 4 Olympics just fucking keeps talking.
Yes.
He did it. And he won again. Like he's the gold medal, platinum level.
So the debt ceiling, also known as the debt limit, is the maximum amount of money that the U.S. Treasury can borrow. Increasing the debt ceiling allows the Treasury to borrow funds to pay for government obligations that have already been incurred as the result of laws and budgets that were approved by the president and Congress.
Right. So vets, Social Security, old people
Money
medication.
we've already spent.
Right, to snap people, food stamps,
people
surviving.
They argue against during every Democratic president, and they raise it themselves every time there's a Republican president.
Yes.
So that's how you know it's bullshit.
But I have a simple question
that they're arguing.
As I was writing Armageddon up today, I have a simple question. I go because what the Republicans don't have is any idea, any policy. They have nothing. What bothers me is
they have a policy about drag shows,
gay people,
voting access, or lack
teaching
thereof.
history,
closing Disney.
Yeah, gay. Don't say gay. History.
Don't say black people
fentanyl.
existed.
What are all the trigger words? Gay,
border,
trans, drag,
immigrant,
border, fentanyl, illegal immigrant. That's a double word.
Yeah, elites.
Like all the things
elites.
that they
woke.
don't. Oh God. Yes.
Now woke covers all that.
So here's all they have, though. So all they have is this culture war thing, and they don't have any plan. There's no plan. They've submitted 0 plan. I was going down when I was writing the Armageddon. I was going down and I read it to her what Kevin McCarthy has voted against. And it's the most un-American list of shit you would ever like. He voted against making election security tighter. He voted against it, making it tighter so you couldn't take it. He voted against voting rights for people, so make it so not only is election security tighter, but everybody has access. Again, as I said in the last line, he voted against making Election Day a holiday. He voted against a day off for America.
Well, now they want to raise the age limit. Because all of these young people that are really screwing them, 18 to 25, I thought. 25 was what they proposed.
Right.
So 7 more years they're going to exclude people.
I thought it was 21. Is it 25? Oh, Jesus.
7.
Anybody they don't like.
Don't want those young, free-thinking people voting.
Well, what happened was for many years, young people didn't pay attention. You know, the country was going along fine. All the way up through Obama, everything was working, you know? I mean, even during the debt crisis in 08, when Bush fucked it up really bad for the mortgage crisis, young people were like, yeah, it'll work that stuff out. Well, now after Trump, young people have been like, well, we're getting shot in school. We had a fucking moron who basically let 1 million people die, you know, because he did nothing about it. We'll all get herd immunity. And
Trump woke all of us up about the importance of voting.
He did. I think that's the one weird backlash. The positive backlash of Trump was that everyone was like, oh shit.
I was like, whoa. I mean, it became priority number 1.
Right.
And then people like Stacey Abrams, who went out and did grassroots movements and mobilized people that had never voted before to vote. And then we saw how she flipped Georgia purple, and it's never been. We got 2 Democratic senators, a Jewish guy and a black guy
in Georgia.
My dad lives there. I told you, they use a highway flagpole for the Confederate flag. It's massive. It blows over the highway.
That's not a flip. That's like a triple gainer off the backboard.
Exactly.
So what she's right. So
Bernie, I think Bernie mobilized a lot of those.
And so what's happened now is you've got this electorate that's like aware that it's important to vote. And I think and remember the congressional elections. They thought the midterms. They thought, oh, we're going to take 45 seats.
Oh.
They took 5.
Yes.
And so what happened was they realized, well, we need to limit voting. So listen, you have no plan, you have no idea, and you're definitely not standing up for the American people when you want to make sure that the American people don't get to vote.
Yeah.
Doesn't that pretty much break it down for you? If you've decided that we need to stop people from voting, then you're not helping the voters. That you have no fucking plan for the voters.
When you're trying to shut out the most optimistic people in the world, like the
young people,
the young people, right?
Or them and the disenfranchised.
Yes.
Don't want them. We really screwed them over. If we just raise the limit, a lot of people turn Republican as they get older. I believe based in fear,
senility.
Yes, and
we have a lot of friends that the more money they got, the more Republican they've become.
The more isolated they become.
Kind of terrifying.
Yes.
And these were
suddenly
thinkers.
we're around people that we used to hang out with, and they were very free thinking and thought through things. And now it's like brown people don't want homeless people are lazy, laying on the street around our house. We've moved into a gated community so that we don't have to see that garbage on the street, was something actually said to us.
Wow. They become very me. When they like money.
Scared, gotta protect, gotta put up walls, gotta keep all the bad people out.
Gotta carry a gun, gotta buy a bigger gun. Yeah,
if lawmakers don't increase the debt ceiling, we risk defaulting on America's financial obligations. So with spending limited to incoming revenue, the federal government could be forced to hold off paying its bills that are due. Worries about our government's creditworthiness would likely cause interest rates to rise and increase our cost of borrowing money.
So what they're saying
means United States would end up like your ex-wife financing a used Kia at 29% interest
over 9 years. So I'm just saying this is that what people don't realize is that by Kevin McCarthy saying, I'm going to hold the debt limit hostage so the administration is forced to spend more money. By doing that, he's going to spend more money.
Yeah.
By McCarthy doing this, what he's going to do is our interest rates are going to go up, and that's not going to change when the debt limit. That's going to stay like because the rest of the world's going to go, hey, we loaned you money to handle this. We watched you fuck it up. We're not dropping your interest rate till you prove after 10 years. So he's going to raise our interest rates to borrow money by 10%. Now, this all being said, the debt limit is not a problem when Republicans are in office. They just keep raising it. As a matter of fact, after doing $7 trillion worth of debt in 4 years, which is the highest, it's a quarter of our debt in 4 years. Our debt's 200 years old. So after doing that, after raising the debt ceiling 3 times, after giving billionaires the biggest tax cuts they've ever got. Oh, by the way, people, look this up. In 2023, those tax cuts that Trump promised you that the middle class was going to get, those end this year. Guess who gets to keep theirs? Millionaires and billionaires. It stays exactly the same. On top of that, McCarthy wants to make that tax cut forever. He wants to codify it. He wants it to be forever.
Sure
now,
does.
Here's a question for you. How do you continue to say that you want to cut the budget and cut revenues? So you want to basically say that rich people don't have to pay their share, poor people, fuck them, and everybody else, fuck them. But rich people need their money covered. Well, first of all, because the rich people send the Republicans a lot of money, and the Democrats too, by the way. So my problem is that how can you say that rich people, A, shouldn't have to pay their fair share? Because they're already saying right now, just with IRS mistakes, the IRS doesn't have enough resources to run their fucking business.
Yeah.
It's if you and I are like doing it with a pencil, trying to do animation with a flip book, trying to do Armageddon. And so I went out and I had to buy a new computer. We bought a new computer, and it cut 3 hours of output to like 40 minutes.
Yep.
We're good. That's what you have to do. When I went to the IRS has the matrix. They're running the green fucking numbers from the 60s. The IRS needs Apple computers and running that shit's connected instantly. And by the way, for all of us, here's what people don't understand. They keep saying that, they want to track you and keep your money. Do you know how long it took us to get a refund? Let's say you pay and you need your refund. If they don't have the equipment, you ain't getting your money. And it fucks up left and right.
We're still owed a refund from 2019.
Right.
That our accountants have called them about. And they're like, oh, we need to escalate this, which means, oh God, we've fallen into the black hole again because we don't know why.
Which means
we don't know what happened.
They escalated means they're going to use the Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
That they have.
And then
They're
it goes
gonna-
into DMV.
They're gonna get away from the Dewey Decimal System drawers and go to the Palm Pilot. Let's get some tech in this.
Policymakers have come together over the years to avoid default, no matter which party was in power, a total of 89 times. And so if you look at the chart since the beginning of 59, you can see for every president that had 2 terms, they raised it 4 times. For every president that had 1 term, they raised it 2 times. So like clockwork every 2 years.
Right.
So Trump did it twice. Reagan did it 4 times. Clinton 4 times. The only one that looks weird is Nixon, Ford. The 4th, because he...
Oh,
Oopsie.
yeah. Oops. Isn't it weird when we go, Nixon at least had the integrity to leave.
And the other weird one is Kennedy once, Johnson. So there were a couple differences.
There was a big hole in his debt ceiling, though.
No.
Wow.
It's a dark one.
Ayo.
Well, what I heard is his debt ceiling. By the way,
say.
the problem with that debt ceiling is it was back and to the left.
Ew. That's the single debt ceiling theory.
That's the single debt. Wow. We're horrible.
Yeah, you guys are horrible.
So now we've got these guys. So here's all the Republicans have. They don't have a plan to make it work. All they have is a plan to go, how do we fuck up Biden? You got to remember what they have to face. So they saw what happened in the last election, right? They got their ass handed to them. Uh-huh. For what should have happened historically, they got their ass handed to them.
You're talking about the midterms.
Midterms.
Yeah.
So here's what they need to do. You've got a president that is claiming 12 million jobs, and you really can't. You can say, well, is not responsible for them, but you can't dispute that they happened. Mm-hmm. You can actually point to the fact that he's passed the Chips and Science Act, which is going to bring manufacturing and technology back into America instead of letting other countries sell it to us. We are going to be able to sell it to them. Then you've got the Renewal Act, the Clean Energy Act that's coming up. That it's insane. They're giving incentives so people. We have solar on our house now because of this shit. They're giving people $7,500 on an electric car. We're going to change the economy, become an economy that is a world leading instead of world chasing. Then you've got the Infrastructure Act, so the bridges aren't going to fucking fall down. New schools. You've got all this, and you've got the Voting Rights Act. Again, he voted against a day off to go vote. What the fuck? So, since they can't compete with what Biden's got accomplished. Oh, and Biden pretty much put an end to the pandemic. We were killing 5,000 people a day at the peak. Guess what? It's down to now about 200. So, you've got this record to run on that's coming up. And they're scared to death because they don't have a plan to fix it. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, if we had 20 different policies from the Republicans that were like, you looked and go, wow, that's actually going to help America and save money. Holy shit.
This would be a nice debate.
They're kicking
oh, okay, right, that's exactly. Nice. I like that.
They've put nothing forward. Mm-hmm. They won't even show Biden a budget. Now, Biden has said, listen, clean debt bill, we will negotiate on the budget. They're in the House. He has to negotiate with them. So
which is why they are only fighting with just their feelings. The culture war. That's it. They're just trying to poke at their base's feelings. Yeah. Because that's all they got. So that's a clear sign. So
I see it all the time. You look at the comments on this new special on Zero Side Effects. It's like, how come you don't talk about the groomers out in California? I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? There is not a human being I've met in my entire life that if somebody was harming a kid or molesting a kid wouldn't rip their esophagus out.
And the facts point to it's typically the other side that's actually doing the grooming.
So I feel crazy sometimes because when I hear what they're talking about, drag shows, just so you guys know, drag shows are when men dress up as women and they sing show tunes. Actually, they don't even sing them; they lip sync them. That's a drag show. That's a drag show. Period. That's it. It's not. It's
just really good makeup. That's all. Mm-hmm. And we have drag queens, quite frankly, to thank for contouring, and I am eternally grateful for that.
You said this the other day.
And I'm not kidding. 100% baking, under eye baking, highlighting around here. That's all from drag queens. All
if you
of
could
it.
make a man beautiful, man,
Exactly.
you know how to do makeup.
But they figured out how to make it look good, how to make you look thinner, and how to make it stay all night. That was drag queens. So thank you, drag queens. From the bottom of my heart, I would go to a show just to get tips. They're amazing. Holy shit.
See, men are better at everything.
And we let's talk. Let's talk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice job. Now that we know, we also know what just came out. They were talking about the again. The Catholic Church between 2010 and 2023. Again, with the Catholic Church, 640 priests molested a couple of thousand kids, and it's like that's the moral majority, and so all the Republicans currently have right now is look what those guys are doing. And now the debt ceiling, they're saying they're crashing it. All you got to do is vote it in. And you know what? Listen, I am all for this. Fight on the budget. To have a balanced budget, that would be awesome. I would love to figure out a way to cut spending and get people that are supposed to pay taxes pay their fair share. You know, we have to pay our fair share. We spend money to have people figure out our fair share. And everybody should pay their fair share and no more than that.
If they did pay their fair share, then we would have money for the budget.
Yes, then yeah.
If Carnival Cruise Lines paid a dime in taxes in the billions of dollars that they make, any of these companies, then we would have enough. Tesla, yep.
Yeah, pay your taxes.
You were sorry.
What's funny is they bitch and they bitch and they bitch and they bitch, and you go, well, what if you guys just did what you're supposed to do?
He's not going to let you.
Go ahead, Finn. Go.
I don't even know where I was. Can you guys rewind this and tell me? Yes, taxes. Everyone should pay their fair share. Go.
That was not worth it.
I don't know what I was going to say. I had a thought.
Sure, it was going to be brilliant.
It went.
It was going to be amazing.
Oh, I didn't see her artist.
Tina Turner died. I just want to say that.
Tina Turner
it's kind of a sad one. It's like, it's all part of getting older. Used to, no one died.
I'm just hearing this. Wait, Tina Turner just died?
She died.
Oh, shit.
She was 83. She was a citizen of Zurich, Switzerland. Citizen of she was Swiss. Several years ago, she was like, F this, I'm out.
Yep.
Became a citizen and she died there. They said that it was a long-term illness, but didn't say what it was.
Might have been. Big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on burning. Rolling. Rolling.
Rolling on the river. She was a badass. You want to talk about Alpha Chick? Holy shit.
Ike Turner, I found out when I was reading about her died. I just told him before we started. It's not funny in a nice way.
Hilarious.
He died of a cocaine overdose at 79 years old.
He was still cranking blow at 80 years old.
Wow.
Do you know what? Like, and by the way, here's the thing. Also, if he's still doing it at 80, proves that maybe it doesn't shorten your life.
Huh. Hey, I'll give it a try.
Yeah,
there's some really good athletes that died at 62.
Yeah. My mom was healthy, didn't drink.
Your mom did cocaine?
No, she should have.
Ike Turner was angry all the time, which means he was stressed, and he was doing cocaine, still lived to 80.
You're still beating women at 79. Wow.
She relinquished her U.S. passport
life goals.
in 2013.
Of course she did.
She was like, nah, thank you.
I wonder why. What did she say? Why? When they asked her why?
It was after she retired. She received a Kennedy Center honor and a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award.
It was like, fuck this place. That's pretty extreme. Thank you for the Kennedy Center Award. Thank you for the Medal of Freedom. Thank you for the Grammy. I'm out. What? I don't get it.
A major fight when they finally broke up. So she said that often in their marriage that he became more and more abusive and he started hitting her and forcing her to have sex with him. Let's call it rape. Los Angeles Times.
There you go.
He raped her repeatedly. She said in her memoir that he, quote, acted as if that was a normal part of a relationship. It was a thoroughly unhappy situation, but I was too far gone. It's hard to explain. This man was beating me. I always had a black eye or something, and he had women all over the place, and he wouldn't give me any money, and yet I still didn't leave. I felt sorry for him. She attempted to kill herself by overdosing on Valium because she did not know how else to get out of the relationship. By 1974, he slapped her in the back of her head in a limo, and for the first time ever, she fought back. When the two got out of the limo, they were both bloodied and bruised. She said it was the first time ever she fought. She left after that. She walked out with 36 cents in her pocket, moved in with friends in Los Angeles, had not a dime to her name, and started life over again, working in Vegas showrooms for nothing and going on game shows like Hollywood Squares. By 1984, so you think that's 10 years. 10 years later.
She had to rebuild for 10 years.
She released, because he trashed her. He also went to prison later for drugs, and then came out and said he took her for granted. Okay. And then he started doing blow again.
Till he was 80.
That was when she came out with Private Dancer. That had What's Love Got to Do with It, Better Be Good to Me. And that was
a monster.
All he said was, I took her for granted.
The quote was, I took everything God gave me for granted. Tina, my family, and my career.
Exactly. And keep going, buddy. And
yeah.
And, by the way, I had not lived right. I've made some mistakes. Maybe if I just thought it through.
I should have just went lighter on the backhand.
Look, man, when I'm 85, I'm changing everything.
She said that she had no idea, because she wrote her I, Tina autobiography that was turned into the movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? She said that she was shocked that her story became so inspiring to so many. I had no idea that it would do what it did in terms of inspiring women, and actually what it did to a lot of men. She said, I'm happy about that, because it's almost like poison turned to medicine in some kind of way.
Amen. It's weird, relationships. It's I talk about this on stage a little bit. Well, my sister Kirsten. It's weird. People go, why? People say this to you. Why didn't you just leave? I had a couple of where people go, why didn't you leave? And at one point you go, it seemed impossible.
Yeah.
It seemed like the mountain was too big. How do I leave this?
Especially in the 70s. In the 60s, I mean, even
Black
before
woman.
the 80s.
And
who
he
man was
controlled
controlling
all the
everything.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ladies, little tip, have your own bank account that he knows nothing about. That comes directly from Sharon Lawrence.
And by the way, if you're with a guy and you have to have a bank account he knows nothing about, you shouldn't be with that fucking guy. Yeah. Hey man, you got any money? No. I mean, by the way, anytime you have to hide something from somebody, you shouldn't be in that relationship.
That was just a little tip from Sharon. That was what she told all my friends, that you put your money away, you build up your money, don't ever make yourself a victim.
How much do you have in your imaginary? How much you have in your secret bank account? Nice, good. I want you to have your own bank account.
This I have.
I know.
We both have our
you
own
do.
separate business bank account. This episode brought to you by AG1 by Athletic Greens. You're going to need it.
AG1 by Athletic Greens. One of the most health-generating supplements you can take, according to Christopher Titus.
But not great for your voice.
I have now
apparently.
covered all.
I like that. They should
Makes
hire
me
you.
sound like a movie guy.
Yeah. And
Action.
Clint Eastwood and Jack Nicholas. No,
Son.
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholas' son.
Jack Nicholas.
Who is a very
great golfer
he's
and actor.
very bulbous golfer. I'm gonna hit this ball into the hole.
I take AG1 by Athletic Greens every day. I think you guys know that by now. I started doing it for gut health, but it has given me better energy, which was kind of a surprise. When I'm not feeling well, it definitely gives me a boost. You get support for your immune system, which we definitely need now because people are nasty. And I don't like taking a bunch of pills, mostly too because I forget to take pills. Pills are like, oh, I'm not into that now. So this is just powder. You get a scoop, you put it in a shaker bottle. They send you one. You add a little water, shake it up. Got a tropical taste.
Tastes good, does not taste bad at all.
It's hard for me to keep up with other supplements. Don't you think that? Even like you.
What's interesting is I just read something that they were talking about athletes. They're saying a lot of athletes die young, and then why is that? And they're saying because athletes sweat in 5 years more than most people, than a couch potato would sweat in 75 years. So what's happening is when you're sweating and you're working out, and you should work out, is that you're not just sweating water out, you're sweating all these minerals, all these
Your
things
organs
you
are
need.
coming out.
All these, no,
Yeah,
all
so-
these things you
okay.
need, all this, what do you call it? He said it was like a supplement soup that you're sweating at that you need to replace. Your body needs these things, and Athletic Greens gives you a lot of those things.
75 vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced ingredients of the highest quality that give you all those benefits I listed. Another one is improved hair, skin, and nails, which I think we all would like, right? I need all the help I can get. And it gets delivered, so you don't have to go anywhere.
There you go.
If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/Titus. That's athleticgreens.com/Titus. Check it out.
So I want to just put this, I want to say this clearly.
Okay.
The deficit, if the deficit ceiling does not get raised, wow. Let me
What
speak
just happened?
let me
You said
speak
clearly,
English.
right?
Yeah, I did say clearly. I did. And then went against
You didn't.
it. I did. Went against. If the deficit ceiling does not get raised, it's 100% into the laps of the Republicans. Now.
Yeah, but don't you remember when it happened before under Trump? And my family members, some of them work for the government, and they were like, Democrats, bullshit, assholes, holding up Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. Now it's the exact opposite.
It always
Now
is, though.
it's exact the same with the exact opposite
The
people
problem is
in
they
office.
passed it, but the problem is they passed it. The
course they
Democrats
did.
voted for it.
Of course they did.
You know, because at one point the Democrats, here's one of the reasons I'm a Democrat now, because they seem to be, at the end of the day, they'll fight. They don't fight enough, I think. They don't fight hard enough. But at the end of the day, they're like, what's best for America?
Yeah.
You know,
At least they want to spend it on more progressive things.
Yeah.
Not just for the rich.
Like healthcare, like the rest of the world has.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, you know, or maybe gun laws, like the rest of the world has. Or, you know, people have this illusion about America lately. And if you look at just infant mortality, you look at healthcare, you look at everything, we're not even in the top 5 anymore.
Yeah. No.
We've lost.
We're not even
our
on the
place.
board.
Yeah, we're not. And then you got these BRICS countries that are starting to use their own currency. We have actually, by our behavior and the shit that our government has done, because I think most people I meet on the road or at the clubs and stuff, they're fine. They're like, yeah, we just want to fix it. Fuck, we live here. All I want is I want a good job. I want a good life. I want to be able to go drinking on Sunday, watch the football, raise my kids, and be happy. And I want everybody, you know, and for some reason, our politics has gotten so caustic right now. And I get that I'm not adding to it, but I am. By the way, people, if both sides, because I keep hearing this fucking both sides thing, if both sides were actually fighting for the same thing, for a better America, that, like you said, that's a debate. When you got one side not doing absolutely nothing, who promised healthcare plan for 4 years, who promised infrastructure plan for 4 years, every 2 weeks. We're going to 2 weeks. Nothing. They did abso-fucking-lutely nothing except giving rich people more money. When I look at that, and I just go, well, the facts are the facts. If you look at the history of it, and I've said it before, Democratic administrations, the economy grows every time. All the way back to Eisenhower. Every time we have a Republican, the economy fucking crashes every freaking time. So when you look at the facts, you have to face facts. The only way the country changes is if we face facts. That's it.
There are oppressive dictatorship countries that are doing better than we are.
On infant mortality.
Yes. In healthcare and gun deaths and education, and like, how are they managing to, you know what I mean? Oh, and we're so free. Okay,
yeah,
we're not free.
I know, but we are easily done. As you know, when Reagan cut the education system in California when he was governor, and then he moved the same policies onto the United States when he became president, we started getting dumber, and so now that goes back to 84, right? 84, 85, 86. That means we are now, how many years? 40 years into shitty education. That's almost 2 generations.
Yep.
So now if you look around, you got people believing John F. Kennedy's coming back from the dead, and that the government invented a vaccine for some reason to control us all. And again, I say, why you? Why you? Who would want to control you? You work at TJ Maxx.
Which I don't mind at all.
No, like thank you because we love to. But
it's like the greatest treasure hunt ever.
it is.
It's
But
so
you have to
much
spend
fun.
a lot of time there. man.
I'll leave with a canoe
But it's a wall
and a
mounted decorative.
spatula.
It's a decorative canoe. You have to.
and rose-scented drawer sachets. I don't ever know.
And
I'm
300
like,
candles
I
that
don't
you
know
didn't.
why I have, but it's amazing.
These
Home
picture
Goods
frames.
too.
Sometimes
Shout out
should
to
be
Home
like,
Goods.
I went to the makeup section. This lotion right here is $400. I got it for $4. And I'm
Can
like,
you believe it? If you go to ones in small towns, they'll have really great. The one where I'm from, Grandma's hometown, had a makeup section that exactly matches Sephora or Ulta. All stuff that's there now for like a third of the price. I just would go in there and be like, "Oh my god!"
I
just
always
stalking
I
things.
always wonder what fake factory they were made of in China
Yeah.
and got sent there. There's a
Yeah, what
reason they were
knockoffs
there. It
are
wasn't
these?
because they were perfect.
No, they're
All of a
it's
sudden, I'm breaking
overstuffed.
out. My face
Exactly.
is made of metal. What is
Exactly.
going on?
What just happened?
They're wrapped.
Can you
There's
see bone?
mushrooms
you can see bone.
growing from.
You guys are idiots. And that's all I have to say about that.
You do have to spend more time than money
Use
there.
that as a clip. You guys are idiots. I'll have to say. Make sure you use that as a clip.
Say that again, crisp and clear.
You guys are idiots, and that's all I have to say about that.
And there's the ad for the. That's our next shirt.
So Donald Trump yesterday in his hush money Alvin Bragg
Mhm.
indictment case, felony indictment case, 30 whatever indictments, they had a hearing on a gag order for the trial, the evidence, the discovery, all that.
Yeah, that's it. This is
He-
just
This
to
isn't a
tell him.
Stormy Daniels thing.
No, this is just to
Yes.
tell him to shut up. This is
Yeah.
they had a hearing to go, dude, shut up.
It's it's not a gag
time.
order, but it's rules about using case evidence publicly. And he did not want to appear on this 34 indictment felony.
This is so
thing.
sad that we're even talking.
But the
about
judge
this.
said he had to, but he could appear by video. So he was forced, like any defendant, to appear.
Mhm.
And the judge told him, it's not a gag order. It's not my intention in any way to impede Mr. Trump's ability to campaign. He's certainly free to deny the charges. He's free to do just about anything that does not violate the specific terms of this protective order. His lawyer said that it was violation of his free speech rights.
First Amendment rights. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. He did immediately go on Truth Social after.
Yeah. I'm
And
going to live
say-
stream it on Truth Social.
Just
Be
had
there.
New York
Better
County
ratings
Supreme
than-
Court hearing where I believe my First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, he always will say things like he just learned them because he did, have been violated, and they forced upon us, not like how all trial dates are
Right.
set, a trial date of March 25th, right in the middle of primary season. Very unfair, but this is exactly what the radical left Democrats wanted. It's called election interference, and nothing like this has ever happened in our country before.
Or you could just, it's what Jim Carrey said in Liar Liar. Stop committing crimes, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode also brought to you by Native, another company that we love, another
Nice.
company that I think actually all three of us
Currently
use.
wearing right now.
Yeah, same.
Yep, currently wearing Native right now.
It,
I put it on at night for myself.
It would have to be for yourself or for Wyatt. Or for your neighbor that you have to go scream at 3 times
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
And scream with my arms up.
Native, we all use their deodorant. I
Yep.
think I use the sunscreen. I like
Face
their
lotion.
product. Oh, you use it's body lotion, but you use it on your face.
Because my face has got tough
part of your
skin.
body.
That's thank
It's on your
you.
body.
It's on my
Okay.
Such
body.
a guy.
By the
It
way,
goes all
thank
the
you.
way
Can
up.
I at least? Yeah, it doesn't stop right here. It's a good point.
I think,
Is my face is here.
I think because it's different. Your facial skin is different.
Not mine.
Your pores. Yes, it is. Everybody's is.
No.
Anyway, I always try and tell him, but he says it's the only one that doesn't break him out or make him. He turns bright red with other
Some
stuff.
of those, my face goes bright red for like 30 minutes, but with the Native, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. Never mind.
I'm already, what are you talking about?
He's
bright
always talking about
No.
penises.
No.
I love this sunscreen by Native. I use it as a makeup primer. I put it on last And even if you think you're not in the sun, when you're driving,
Oh yeah.
I have melasma and it will flare up just on this side because of the sun coming through my window. So I use this and then put on my makeup. It absorbs really quickly. It's ultra sheer. It's hydrating and it's lightweight. It gives you SPF 30 from UVA and UVB rays. Their products are great because of the kinds of ingredients that they have. Like the deodorant has coconut oil in it. The sunscreen is made with 20% active zinc oxide that's dermatologist tested and suitable for sensitive skin. I'm betting that lotion is too, which is why you don't have a problem. You have is it cucumber mint or something? It smells really good, whatever it is. It's vegan, it's cruelty free.
Don't say it like that. I have cucumber mint.
Oh, sorry.
The mintiest.
You could use it on your armpits and then eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. The sunscreen comes in, and they're pretty subtle. Coconut and pineapple, rosé, sweet peach and nectar, or they have an unscented option. That's the one that I like. So try this product. Ladies, try it for a makeup primer. I love it. Give your skin the protection it deserves with Native's mineral sunscreens. Go to nativedeo.com/Titus or use promo code Titus at checkout to get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/Titus or use promo code Titus at checkout. nativedeo.com/Titus, promo code Titus. What I like too is the deodorant. So you find your favorite scent.
Mhm.
They have the body lotion to match, and the tube is like
that's
that
cool.
big. That's
Yeah.
what I thought so too. Because now
So you're
he's
not
thinking.
so you're not like
You're not
competing with
clashing.
different
No.
like
Yeah,
floral,
exactly.
different seasons.
So I have
Little
the
storm going on.
deodorant that goes with that body lotion that he has, and I love that smell. I have that one and the lavender rose.
You
one.
don't want to smell like cucumber mint and steak.
I don't know. Maybe it's lunchtime, but that does sound pretty good.
Your deodorant is charcoal.
The charcoal.
So I'm glad
grill.
that you use the cucumber mint lotion. So I feel like charcoal could be too much of a bad thing.
What I don't understand about this debt ceiling thing is that why, if we know the stock market's going to drop, if we know that we're going to screw the country with interest for the next 10 years, if we know
the negatives,
if we know it doesn't work, we know it's a bad
historically.
thing. So here's my theory. Kevin McCarthy and the Republicans need to do this. They need to put the country into recession so that when you elect, because their timing, if you look at the timing of it, it's the election's in a year. If you look at the timing, this time next year, that's going to be a crazy election season. If the economy's in the shithole because they did the debt ceiling and they don't pass it, what ends up happening is that people go, Biden, he's president. And that because dumb people are dumb people. And then you're going to put the guys back in who basically raised the debt $7 trillion, lost 6 million jobs, fucked up the pandemic, and you're going to put those guys back in.
Why do we need what is it for? I don't understand. Why do we need just an asshole party? Do they think they're doing a job like to balance things?
I don't
get this.
I know the problem.
What is it?
It's because we and this is what I was yelling about this morning on my way to the boob cancer doctor thing, is that we as a people have put into office people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and you guys, we've already said why they're not qualified, failed the GED. Need I say more? Running the country right now. And
Matt Gaetz.
all of them, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, all of these crazy people, but they're bad, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, that kind of group to me is
we're ilk.
Zero experience, zero credentials, zero college degrees,
zero morality,
zero anything, not even able to form a sentence, had no idea what a debt ceiling was.
George Santos has 13 felonies.
Yeah, there's another one. Perfect.
George Santos.
And so we vote them in, never thinking that then that tiny little minority, those tiny little group of MAGA Republicans could, with that, 15 to 20 people total, all of them together, Comer, all of them. So
that's the problem, is because McCarthy only has 5 votes, 4 to 5 votes.
That they could hold up the country and force us into default so that we get our credit rating lowered worldwide. That it boggles my mind. If you guys don't see how important it is to only vote in people that are qualified. Look, we can agree or we can disagree all day long. Right. I disagree with Mitt Romney on 1,000 things, but Mitt Romney at least is qualified, knows what he's doing, and knows about consequences and specific outcomes of making really rash decisions.
Liz Cheney.
I was going to say, Liz Cheney,
Adam Kinzinger. There's some people when you go, I don't agree with what you agree with, but you're not going to just bend the country over and rape
Even
it.
Pence. You would not see Mike Pence in this group of people as a senator voting to default.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't, because those people went to school, went to law school, studied what it actually meant, see how catastrophic it could actually be. Catastrophic is the word. Yeah. You know, my niece will stop getting a paycheck. Yeah. My niece lives paycheck to paycheck as a Marine because we pay them shit and then expect them to go, you know, risk their lives.
On the line, pay with their lives.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that that's the mind fuck, is that like, you guys are spending too much money, so we're going to fuck the country and cost the country more money. What? It doesn't make
it's all publicity. It's all.
It's because here's the thing. We have to take money out of politics. We have to say, I'm voting this. We do this. We put a fund every side. By the way, so when it gets down to the primary, whatever. By the way, the government's going to give each of you $20 million to run your campaign, and that's it. That's what you get. Oh, by the way, we're also going to make a law that the 3 news stations, the major news stations, have to give them by law equal time. You guys each get 10 minutes over the next 2 months.
And money out of news. News should be
that's insane.
Not like a profit-based thing.
Do you know what other countries do? They have an election. It starts 3 months to 6 months before. So they're running for president now.
He started 8 months ago?
8 months, 10 months ago. I don't want to be in a constant election cycle. Hey, how the fuck can you do your job if everything you're trying to do is running for the next office?
So there's now reports, and you guys, you stop being dumb about why he started running for president a year ago. Yeah. Stop being dumb about that. Let's start using our brains. Why would someone 3 years before an election start running for because he's going to prison if he doesn't become president.
Yes.
So there's reports that Special Counsel Jack Smith is nearing the end of his investigation. He's now subpoenaed into the classified documents one. He's subpoenaed all records for Donald Trump and all of his foreign business dealings beginning in 2017.
Not far back enough, but okay.
Yeah, right.
No. From the time he became president.
Yes.
So it is farther back than we expected, because this classified documents thing didn't happen until after his presidency. So why are we suddenly looking at the whole time he was in office too? Why are we now subpoenaing Trump.org for all international business dealing documents? You know, because he lied about having a Chinese bank account, about Trump Tower, Russia.
You know, Hunter had to did this for Trump. You know.
So now reports are indicating that he's nearing the end. We're at the end. And
so the only reason Trump ran, and we agree with this, so Trump knows his record. We know his record. Historians know his record. In 3 or 4 different agreements between different groups of presidential historians, they have all stated that Trump is the worst or the second worst president of all of them.
Who was the first? Martin Van Buren?
It's someone like that. It's some fat guy.
Some unknown who he was president for a day or something. Yeah.
So we all know that he was in the top 2 worst presidents of all time. You can look this up. Why would a guy who knew he failed that large, but still made $2-something billion while he was in office, Buchanan.
Okay.
And then
Andrew Johnson.
And whose son-in-law walked away with $640 million during the White House, and then another $2 billion from the Saudis. Why would that guy want to continue to put the spotlight on himself? It's because he knows he's going to prison.
Oh, Andrew Johnson is ranked 1 better than Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew Johnson was a really bad...
He was like a murderer.
Yeah, he was flat out serial killer in the office,
Andrew Johnson was... okay, wait, hold on. I'm trying to find... Andrew Johnson blocked civil rights for freed slaves and undermined Reconstruction. He's 3. Trump is 2.
I told you. I'm not making. By the way, guys,
And
on the Titus
James
Podcast,
Buchanan.
you can be mad, but we don't make shit up.
Yeah. Who's number one? President Beelzebub.
James-
Or whatever.
James Buchanan.
Satan was vice president and was sworn in for a second.
He refused to.
They're like, whew, got
Buchanan
that guy out.
refused to challenge the spread of slavery or the growing bloc of states that became the Confederacy. So under him, some bad things happened. Anyway, so that investigation's nearing the end, and Trump's lawyers have now written a letter demanding a meeting with DOJ as though he's not a criminal defendant.
We
Under
know they want to meet with Merrick
investigation.
Garland. They want to meet with Merrick Garland.
Correct. Then Trump posts the
hello.
letter on Truth Social.
Welcome to the meeting. How's everybody doing? We are so far up your butts right now. Now you come with your hat in your hand. I'm Merrick Garland. He's just like Merrick Garland. Like at one point, I see the guy as a judge. I don't see him as running the DOJ.
This episode.
Are we doing another one? All right.
No, we don't.
But so Trump. So do they have to meet with the DOJ? Because someone said this. I was listening to the pundits that are endless on news because they don't do news anymore.
Anyway, this episode's brought to you
Jesus.
by. You didn't
Ow.
let me. I thought you were going to let me do it. And then you said, and then I said, and then you still didn't.
Who are we brought to you by?
Next, Evo
Who's on first? Huh?
Naturals. An excellent company. Last night, got into bed, reached into my nightstand, took 2, I don't know if they taste great, but they're fruity gummies. And it's also like, I'm always hungry late at night.
It's like a snack.
It is. And I feel a little bit like I'm cheating the system because I can't eat that late, but these are really good and they're big. I love that they're gummies, that it's not just a lot of other companies just have droppers and stuff. They actually have a lot of options. So they have you can get this whole big.
It's CBD.
I guess I should have said
You
that.
should have said that because like, what is she
I'm
talking
excited
about?
about it.
Really building the suspense here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's CBD. Let's skip that.
Helps me sleep.
Which helps with anxiety, helps with stress, trouble sleeping, better absorption, fast acting, and absorbs quickly. So usually it works pretty quickly for me. Last night I had this doctor's appointment today and I was kind of like just stressed about it and not falling asleep. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So I reached over, took 2 of those, probably within 10, 15 minutes, I fell asleep.
It's CBED for you.
Extra D? What? You don't know.
BED. I just said
bed.
Yes,
C-bed.
C-bed.
No, it was wah wah. All day, just
look.
slinging
Look, man,
shit.
we're already getting trouble for some of these ads. Don't do puns, for God's sakes. We don't get a pun note.
So, a study by an independent lab confirmed they tested a bunch of these CBD brands and found out that they contain up to 60% less CBD than they claim on the label. But with Next Evo Naturals, you get the best of the best. They're the most clinically studied CB brand on the market.
CBD brand.
CBD, that's what I said, didn't I?
You said CB, which is Citizens Band Radio, which is
CBD.
my daddy's. Breaker, good buddy.
Anyway, they have
10-4,
capsules.
I need to relax.
They have capsules if you just want to swallow. They have gummies. Highly recommend. They also have powder. So we have this bag of powder, but they're all in these individual like salt packets almost.
So you don't over CBD.
Odorless, tasteless, just a little bit of white powder. And I put it in my smoothie every morning. Just can't taste it, makes no difference. Overall, for me, sense of well-being, I would call it.
It's a well-being roofie, if you think about it. Odorless, tasteless. You just like,
Ike Turner really needed these.
Did you put something in my drink? Because I feel fine.
Sorry. I try. I do my best.
If you advertise with us, do you think it's weird? You know what's weird about this is like, tell me how to get it though, because it's good stuff. I use it. It helps me sleep.
Also, just the way that it absorbs, it's called SmartSorb CBD. It's been proven to have 30 times better absorption in the first 30 minutes and 4 times the overall as other products. They do its research. You can go look at 4 different clinical trials. So I love that. If you are interested in trying this, you can actually go look at research. They have the stress CBD complex and they have the triple action CBD sleep. That's what I had last night. Upgrade your CBD. Go to nextevo.com/Titus to get 20% off your first order of $40 or more. That's 20% off $40 or more at nextevo.com/Titus.
I want to say a quick little note to all of our advertisers. Advertisers that may want to advertise with us. We are a comedy political podcast, and we say crazy things all the time. Our people that listen, they understand that most of the time we're joking and screwing around. If your company is so uptight,
Can you not speak to advertisers, please?
so uptight,
Let me do the talking.
We would like some companies that love to be able to take a joke and be able to.
It's not that. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with legality, especially when you deal with products that people.
I understand.
I don't think you do at all. If it were a shirt, that's one thing.
What are we talking about?
But when you
Sorry,
I don't need you to speak to anybody.
I love how you have a built-in censor
Can you
beep.
just sandwich all of that? The whole speech.
Dude, you
shut
talk.
up, Titus.
Here's how you talk. You talk when they say, please welcome and thank you, good night. No, I don't want you talking anywhere else. You don't talk any other time except please welcome and thank you, good night.
That's going to work out well. Let me speak to all our advertisers. God. Okay, you guys will have an uninterrupted podcast next week. Anywho, I think we need to do a fun fact.
Oh, it's time.
We are.
Got the timer.
What's the timer?
All right.
Hey-o.
Oh, wait, no. I call fun facts. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. By the way, guys,
Sometimes you do.
We have shows this weekend. We are going to be in Liberty Township. We've sold out Toledo and we sold out Dayton. We had the first show in Liberty Township. The second show in Liberty Township is the only one.
show left.
Are you going to just say what I say?
Excited.
Is the only stuff. So if you guys want to see us in Ohio, go. It's great. This show's great. I want to thank Phoenix. Everybody at Phoenix was great. Pony, who's took care of the Phoenix Club and the sound. It was so good. I really love doing stand-up, and thank you guys for making it possible that I can do stand-up. And
so there's 4 shows, but you can only come to one.
Second show Saturday.
Right now, Saturday second show. I think it's at 9:30 or 9:45. 9:45. Go to his website, ChristopherTitus.com/tour, and you can click through that link. But that's the only show left, and it was filling up really quickly.
And we have new merch coming out, and also go to Christopher Titus TV, and please watch Zero Side Effects. We put it out there free. So now there's 9 specials up there for free. Keep watching them. And it's a good one. Thanks for the comments. The comments are stunning.
Yeah.
It's like brilliant, genius, Chappelle-esque. You go somewhere, man, you track some, and then you know what, man?
I was with you for the first 3 minutes until you talked about COVID.
And then the COVID mask don't work at all. I'm like, it's a comedy special, dude.
I got a hangnail from the vaccine.
I made jokes, and you're just wanting. You know what else? Yeah, some lady said this. You don't talk about the groomers. What do you
as soon as you use that word, I already know you're dumb.
But at what point are you not thinking of anything else?
But also, so suddenly overnight, a political party, we don't have a bat phone. We can't all communicate. I don't know anyone else. I live at home. I didn't get the memo.
Wouldn't it be a kid phone? It wouldn't be a bat phone.
We're all gonna groom a bunch of kids and drink shit from their brains. Like what? Like what?
Adrenochrome.
Whatever. It's the dumbest shit ever.
It sounds like a shitty, one of those shitty horror movies from the 80s. Adrenochrome.
A whole political party.
Yeah, just yes.
Just during Trump. And since then, we've all decided
to groom kids,
and eat them and or
while
drink
we raise our other kids. Right. Well, we raise our other kids and live their life. Yeah.
How are we having these meetings?
Well,
wouldn't we have to have a meeting to learn how to extract adrenochrome? Yeah. Wouldn't we have to have seminars on how to capture children?
Well, I mean, I went to one. It was led by JFK Jr. and
we could all get together in like a big stadium and have like one guy who
led us
has a microphone.
Yeah,
But don't you think they would have heard about that big meeting that we would have had to advertise to get everybody to? Am I blowing your mind right now, sir?
Whoa, yes.
Or maybe an email or maybe a mass email or some sort of, there'd be merch, right? Adrenochrome merch.
And also, why is JFK the guy that's coming back to be your great white savior when they were Democrats.
He was a Democrat. Hardcore.
Like what?
Yeah.
What? That's all I have to say.
But wait, is he back yet? Have they let that go yet? Because remember, they kept saying he on the 15th, and then they all showed up in Washington with signs.
Yeah.
And then
they
God
chose the
bless him.
dumbest letter in the alphabet. Okay, Q.
They also showed up in Dallas for a couple weeks.
Yeah, because I want to go back
To the murder scene.
Yeah, to the murder scene.
Scene of the crime.
To the assassination block. That's where I'm showing up. So but it's crazy in a way that aren't you fucking just embarrassed and humiliated by yourself that you would even think that?
I think they're just too stupid. They're too stupid. You're stupid. You're fucking stupid. Okay, if you think that.
I'm glad he's
talking to the
stupid.
Although he doesn't mind if you're a Republican if you want to go on a date.
I'll set that aside
He'll be your
for a
groomer,
night.
ladies.
He'll deal with stupid. He'll deal with stupid for an hour and a half.
Just take your red hat off.
And now, what else? Wait, what else?
No, that was it. You covered it. The special.
Okay,
the
and
shows.
now I'll do it again. And now. It's Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. Getting better.
Bring it home. Give me a final note. Something.
Left a good fact in the city. Searching for the facts every night and day.
Speaking of is the next thing I say.
It's gonna be a fact because I found it today. Big fakes keep on burning. Hard facts keep on turning. Facts, yeah. Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts.
No one's tuned in anymore. Everyone's
checked
clicked.
out.
Yeah.
We've lost their minds. What just happened? Even the dog's like, what are you guys doing?
Speaking of a group of people, in a group of 23 people, there is a what percent chance that two will share the same birthday? What percent?
23 people?
In 23 people.
Oh, that's a math problem.
Maybe they get this, the 23andMe people.
I think you have to tap out of the math, though.
Wait, what?
What percentage of people have the same birthday in any group of 23 people? Okay. This is a math
0
/ sociology question
1
/ biology /
What percentage of people?
1
DNAology.
2
I
3
would say, I'm going to say
4
I almost shot milk out of my
5
nose.
5%.
50%.
What?
No way.
50%. It's on this paper, so it's true. Yes.
That's
Do you know
not
why?
true.
I know why. I know
don't
why.
know why.
You know when most kids are born? 9 months after New Year's Eve, or
Right after Valentine's Day.
right after Valentine's Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's that. You and I were New Year's babies.
I never thought about that till you guys told me that.
Yeah, when you do the math, you're like,
You are too, right?
dirty sluts, you dirty drinking. We were
drunk babies.
We were manufactured with alcohol, and that sperm was like, "Hey man, I don't know. Okay, that way. Where's the egg? Anybody seen the egg? I gotta get to the egg. Happy New Year. Little hat, a little cone hat on. Hey, I gotta get to the egg.
Just have a tail.
By the way, I gotta get to the egg. Where's the egg?
Egg is
By
just
the
a
way,
big drunk cab.
Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please go to Christopher Titus TV. Go to ChristopherTitus.com. Get the merch. Watch the specials. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you next week. For myself, the lovely bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Look at me, one. I got a lot to cut this time. I think.
Where is it? Hey, you guys. I found the egg. Let's get it. Come on.